Okay, good afternoon, everyone. So thank you very much for your time to attend this SG Cash in introduction to SG Cash and also the internship and job opportunities briefing. Right, I'm Kenneth. I'm the Managing Director and also the Chief Operating Officer of SG Cash Private Limited. Okay, let's take a look at the agenda for today's sharing. So basically, I'll give you a brief introduction of SG Cash and also our positioning, our market outreach, what kind of services that we provide, and also our exclusion list, the core strategies that we have, and how we manage our credit risk, and the various financing packages that we have for Singapore SMEs. All right. And also, I will also do a comparison between the bank's FIs and SG Cash as well, and share a bit more on the internship opportunities and our internship journey. All right. We just ended our previous internship in January this year. So my interns actually prepared a PowerPoint slides which I will share with you, like what they have learned and what areas of improvement that they will do in future. And last but not least, the job opportunities, they are open in SG Cash currently. Okay, a brief introduction of SG Cash. So SG Cash is a licensed corporate lending company under the Ministry of Law. So we provide short-term financing facilities to corporate companies, all right, such as term loan, overdraft facilities, sales invoice financing, even entrepreneur growth package, and all kinds of financing to SMEs in Singapore. So we are only one of the few companies in Singapore receiving the certificate of exemption under Section 35. So it's probably less than 10. Okay, we do not loan to individuals, and we specialize in supporting SMEs in Singapore, but not other countries, only in Singapore. And we complement existing corporate bank facilities. Okay, these are our management members. Okay, Dr. Serge Bisanja is our chairman. So he's currently in France because of this COVID-19. He's not able to travel back in time. So probably, when he comes back, or you probably will be able to meet him, and sometimes he will have like some sharing sessions for our clients as well. Okay, Dr. Serge is a senior consulting expert with IMF and World Bank. He's also concurrently the finance professor at HEC Business School, ranked second globally by the Financial Times. And he used to be a consulting expert with IMF and World Bank on fintech blockchain, and he advised IMF on risk scoring for banks and fintech sector. He also writes a book, all right, for banking regulation and risk scoring courses at the IMF Institute. And last but not least, he's also a former acting director of IMF Asian joint venture with NBS. Okay, this is a bit more on myself. As I shared earlier, I'm the managing director and COO of SG Cash Private Limited. Prior to joining SG Cash, I used to be an educator in Ministry of Education for the past 10 years. And this is my 6th year joining SG Cash. All right. Okay, our positioning, SG Cash aims to position itself to accept a slightly riskier customer with compensation of higher returns in the form of interest rates, which means we do accept clients or customers who did not get their loan approved by the banks. Of course, it's not like they are lousy, but it's just that they did not meet a certain criteria of the bank. All right, to manage the credit risk further, so our products that we offer to our clients are only up to a maximum of 12 months. So it's on a short-term basis instead of a long-term. Okay, as of today, we have reached out to more than 1,000 businesses in Singapore and supported close to 500 unique businesses across all the industry, F&B, advertising, you can see construction, engineering, all kinds of businesses. All right, and also we have cleared over more than 30 million worth of loans over the past 3 years. And this year, we are celebrating our 10-year anniversary. The exclusion list, these are the industry and organizations that we don't loan to. Like you can see nightclubs, bars, massage parlors, even if the company is dealing with precious materials, trading or holding companies, all this we do not loan to. And our core strength, we have a high barrier of entry, quality client base, and our 3-tier credit control system. So because of our licensing condition, we have a very strict regulatory requirement. Okay, so we are not, a fly-by-night loan company. We have a certain license that we need to fulfill. There's certain regulations that we need to fulfill. Okay, we have a reputable and established SME customers with solid credit track record, and these are all managed and administered by the Finance and Credit Committee. Okay, so if you are looking for to be an intern or if you are looking for a credit and risk management officer job, this is very important to you because you have to go through all these steps. All right, we do have our in-house algorithm whereby we will input all the information that we receive, and then we will key into the system whereby we will know whether we are able to accept this case to the step 2. So step 1, we will ask for the documents from our client, like such as their NRIC, their NOA, the 6 months credit, 6 months corporate financial statement, their latest credit bureau reports, and also their 2 years financial company financial statements. So after which, when we key in all the information, then the credit scoring system will show whether it's approved, reject, or whether we can go to the next step. Next, on the second part, the qualitative assessment. In SG Cash, we conduct 100% site visit. As a credit and risk management intern or officer, all right, you will have a chance to go to attend all these site visits. All right, it's a real life site visit whereby you have to ask certain questions. All right, from our review, our initial review, whether you saw any fraudulent transactions, or you think that there's some suspicious transactions that you want to ask about. Then during the site visit, we will be asking directors or even the bosses, the SME bosses. Next, after the site visit, after a holistic review of this case, if we are going to approve a loan, then as a credit and risk management internal officer, you will learn to write a credit report. Okay, with introduction of the company, what is their debt servicing ratio, like all the information that you have reviewed the case, and then submit to the panel of the credit committee. Myself and Dr. Serge also sits in this committee, and then with some other shareholders. So once all the credit committee members provide the green light to proceed, and then this loan application will be approved. Okay, so these are our financing packages. So we have various types of packages, from growth package, which is our signature package, whereby it's a term loan, followed by flexi package, whereby our clients can choose to pay interest servicing. They can pay interest on the first month, and then followed by interest plus principal on subsequent month. And also we also do secured loans, whereby we will take in property. It can be an apartment condominium, can be a landed property, it can be a commercial property as well. Okay, we also do sales invoice financing, and also this latest launch entrepreneur growth package is to target those SME bosses who just recently already incorporate their company, which means they are new boss. All right, they're new companies. This is a comparison between the banks and FIs and SG Cash. So as you can see from loan tenure, we only do short-term bridging loans, which is up to 12 months, but banks, of course, they will do up to 5 years. In terms of loan interest, we charge interest by per month basis as compared to banks on a per annum basis. Okay, loan amount, you can see we only loan up to 300,000, okay, per company. For banks, probably now they're up to $5 or even $8 million. Loan option, this is a very interesting thing, is we will try to customize to our clients' needs, which means if any time when a client approach us, because it depends on the industry. So they have specific requirements, like, sometimes they will ask for, can I pay interest on the first 2 months, and then subsequently I can pay, the principal on the last month, or something like that. Or even some of the clients request for 15 days loan or 28 days loan. Or we have a lot of various requests, but most of the time we will try to match our clients' needs. All right. The turnaround time for an application is about 2 to 4 days for SG Cash. On average, it's about 3 working days. All right. But unlike for banks, it will take longer, 2 to 4 weeks. So a lot of clients, those who can't wait, they will come to us, and then you will try to review and give them an answer within the 3 working days. As I mentioned earlier, risk level, we take in a higher risk customer. It's not a very super high risk, but it's more a higher risk customer. All right, and the loan criteria, as compared to the bank, we are less stringent, but we are not lenient. Okay, we are less stringent, but we are not lenient. As approval-wise, similar. Okay, this is very interesting to note that for the repayment option, bank usually, for a company to loan from a bank, they usually pay back on a monthly basis. In SG Cash, because we target a lot of different industry, for example, F&B, retail, as I shared earlier, some of those F&B and retail clients, they prefer to pay on a daily basis. So we allow that. So they have a gyro transaction whereby we receive daily funds from them. Okay, some of them requested for on a weekly basis, a bi-weekly basis, or and last but not least, the monthly basis, which is for the majority of our clients. Okay, and the commitment to our loans are short-term of up to 12 months. Okay, internship opportunities. All right. Currently, these are open. Credit and risk management intern. So, as a credit and risk management intern, you will come in probably during your summer or winter intern, or sometimes we do have open internship for those irregular periods lah. Okay, you can check with us. So, if you're as a credit and risk management intern, you are able to understudy a couple of your credit and risk management from our credit and risk management manager. Okay, you will learn to assess and approve loan applications, all right, and also management of loan accounts, which include how to prepare loan agreements and also the respective repayment arrangement. You also learn to review loan agreements and credit policy, analyze potential loan markets and develop referral networks. Okay, right, and also financial policies, internal control, how does the whole credit works. And attend to sales appointment for SG Cash probably is for you to as an added thingy. I mean, you will probably have a chance to see how the business development managers speak to our client. All right, you can learn some soft skills from there. Okay, prepare monthly financial management report, prepare weekly loan account reports, etc. All right, you also, if there's any other ad hoc matters arranged by the management. So the requirement for this role will be an undergraduate in finance-related discipline, preferably in the banking and finance field. All right, if you're bilingual, it will be an added advantage because some of our clients, they are Mandarin speaking, so it will be easier to communicate. I think the third point is very important. Okay, we are looking for independent, meticulous, dedicated, and committed individual who is able to work under stressful conditions. So when you look at the word stressful, don't be like shocked. Why do we put in this stressful? It's just that sometimes we have loan applications that we receive. Within a day we can receive multiple loan applications. So we will need to know that when we have received multiple loan applications, we need to really we need to be more careful on that, because if you only work on one application and you ignore the rest, it will delay the rest of the cases. All right, the working hours in our firm is 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., 5 days a week. And we are located in Shenton Way, Raffles Place, just next to Raffles Place MRT. So it's very convenient no matter where you stay all over Singapore. All right. Okay, I'm going to share this PowerPoint slides actually created by my interns. They they completed their internship in January this year, just last month. Okay, this is like a sharing, what is like an internship journey whereby you can understand, okay, what they have learned and also what are areas of improvement they would have. Okay, I will not go to the company background as I have already shared earlier. Okay, so for workflow wise, these are the 5 mandatory documents that we collect. So as the credit and risk management officer, you need to ensure that you receive these 5 mandatory documents, followed by a credit assessment. Credit assessment, once you receive the documents, you will key all the information into the system, and then there will be a credit scoring, and after which you will review all the documentation and look out for any suspicious transactions or fraudulent transactions. And after which you will probably prepare some questions to ask during the site visit. After the site visit, you will be tasked to write a credit report to submit to the credit committee for approval. If this is only provided that the loan is going to be approved. If the loan is going to be rejected at the site visit stage, then no credit report will be written. Okay, and after which, if the loan is approved, and then you have to manage customer onboarding. All right, prepare loan documents such as a letter of offer, term sheet, deed of guarantee, board resolution, arrange for signing of all these documents and the loan disbursement as well. Last but not least, and then it will be the monitoring of the payment, all right, to ensure that we receive all the, the loan repayment on time. In the event of any non-payment or delinquency, there will be certain actions to be taken, and then we have to follow up accordingly. All right. Okay, this is one case study that one of our intern, Jing Hong, has actually done by himself. So basically, as an intern or even as a full-time officer, you will always receive a lot of cases along the way. So this is one of the case studies. This is actually a construction and electrical works a firm. All right. You can see that it's home-based. So as a credit and risk management officer, you need to take note of this, because if you are a construction and electrical works company and you are a home-based company, it actually tells something about your firm. Are you a real company, or are you just there for show? And some more, you can see that for these two, the two guarantors, they are permanent resident. Okay, if you are permanent resident, usually for us, you will be considered as a negative point. Okay, because Singaporeans will always be the first priority. Next, these two guarantors, they are currently under the credit card debt consolidation plan. So if you're under debt, under this plan, it also tells you that you are facing some financial difficulty along the way. So, for these kind of cases, usually we will reject. All right. But okay, in addition to these, for this case study, Jing Ho also found out that there are a period of high deposit and some period of low deposit, here and there. So when you see this kind of like comparison, you'll probably take note of these pointers and ask the client, hey, why is it on a particular month that you have such a high deposit, and then on a particular month that you have low deposit, and then why are there unusual movement of the funds from this account to that account? I mean, as a credit and risk management officer, you need to be meticulous, you need to be very careful and look out for all these suspicious transactions. All right. Okay, and then you can see that they have very weak cash flow, they have negative retained earnings, and also one thing, as I've shared earlier, is a home-based business. I cannot, I just don't understand how can a construction and electrical works company can be home-based. Okay, all right. So in the end, this case was rejected. Jing Ho also helped us to come up with a repayment schedule template, whereby we just with a click and then we can churn out all the information. All right. Okay. Case study 2 is by Dan Lee. So Dan Lee, we went for this site visit. Okay. Just to let you know that for all credit risk and risk management interns or officer, you will have a chance to meet all our clients. I mean, some of our clients. Okay, because it is, as I mentioned earlier, it's 100% site visit for SG Cash, which means for any loan that's going to approve, we will visit all our clients, and we will ask certain questions to make sure that they are running a legitimate business. Okay, for this case study 2, this company, they run like a storage solutions for companies. Okay, storage solutions for company is run by this lady, and with assistance of her husband. But because this client, she was very young. I think she's less than 30 years old. She had a bankruptcy and financial suit in 2012. She's not bankrupted. I mean, it was withdrawn. Okay, but usually when we see this information appearing, then we'll be very careful, because when the person has a charge previously, it also tells us that probably they are facing some financial difficulties or during that period. Okay, and also client has zero account and was rated GX. I'm not sure whether you have learned how to read a credit bureau report. Okay, if you are in our firm, you will learn how to read a credit bureau report. All of us have a credit report if you are staying and working here. Okay, so GX basically to tell you that you do not have any loans, you do not have anything. But is it a good rating? I must say that it can be both. Okay, sometimes GX is really you did not apply for any credit cards or anything at all, or you have no financial other debts. But it also tells you that you previously have certain things that that the bank didn't manage to approve you. And as you can see from this client, she made 33 previous inquiries. So as a credit and risk management intern or officer, you need to take note of all this. What does all this rating tells you? AA, BB, CC, DD, HX, GX, all this kind of information. All right. Also, the deposit is less. There will be less withdrawal negative on average. You can see that. So that's why, as a credit and risk management officer, you need to be very detailed. You need to be meticulous and to capture all this kind of information that others might not be able to see. Okay. These are the real pictures taken by the intern. So for every site visit that we conduct, we will take pictures. So the company name is already hidden. So for confidentiality purposes. Okay, so you can see that are they running a business? Yes, I think that they are running a legitimate business. The director, when we were there, the director gave a good impression. Okay, when we asked questions, she managed to provide all the information that we require. And in the end, I must say that this application was approved. Okay, this application was approved. Jing Hong also helped us to create a late fee calculation template, and then and you also assist us in easier to come up with this statement of account. Okay, they shared on the learning points that over the 8 weeks internship they have with our firm. Okay, so VBA knowledge, I think one of them or both of them use this Visual Basic for applications that was not taught in NTU. Both of them are from NTU as well. Okay, and then they managed to use this and then create something for our firm. In terms of interpersonal skills, you learn a lot of interpersonal skills because we meet clients face to face, and they are not rank and file people. They are not general workers. They are all bosses. So when you speak, when we meet bosses, when you speak to bosses, we have to approach in a different manner. You cannot just speak like you cannot just speak normally, but of course you have to use a different approach and different way. The body language, you also have to learn how to read. You'll be also able to learn how to read, the reaction of the client, their facial expression, their how they answer your questions. I mean, this is not something very easy, but with experience, you will be able to do that. Okay. Thirdly, meticulous attitude. You need to be a very meticulous person to be in this, to do well in the credit and risk management role, because you need to analyze all the bank statements, financial report, okay, and other information, and to be able to raise the red flags or any fraudulent or suspicious transactions, so that to ensure that the loan that we approve are for legitimate businesses. Okay, last but not least, you get a broader understanding. In SG Cash, for me, I will try to sometimes, I will try to, outside the work, I'll give them some other write-ups, even, we have some sharing session going on, like during that time when they were here, the two interns were here, it was during the US election. So we did share with one another, okay, how will this US election affect Singapore, I mean, this is why do we do all this sharing, is because we want them to think as well. Okay, just not only concentrate on your work, but you also should think broadly. Okay, and they also prepare something for area of improvement. Number one being thorough. All right, being particulars, being thorough. There are still areas of improvement being detailed. Okay, when performing some ad hoc duties, there were some human errors. They make some human errors, but I'm glad that they brought this up. Okay, heavy skepticism. Why do we say that? Because we cannot trust our customers' words. You must always be the bad guy. We always make them, look like they are a bad guy first. Okay, so don't trust everything that they say, because whatever they say, it might not be the actual thingy. Yeah, so you must make sure that you have the proof, you get information and facts. Okay, before we come to a conclusion. Thirdly, time management. At times we receive loan applications at, there will be like one day, sometimes there are a few applications at the same time. You need to be able to manage your time and review the case, within the time frame given. Okay, professional communication, as I mentioned, we are talking to SME bosses. We are not talking to a general worker. So you need to angle it differently. You need to speak differently. We need to respect the SME bosses. Even if I run this company, when I meet my boss, when I meet these SME bosses, I will also, treat them like my boss. Okay, we always have to think that they are our bosses. Okay, this is a visit by Tracy Tan, who is the Assistant Director of the Undergraduate Career Services in January this year. Okay, and with my two interns and also one of the Credit and Risk Management Office manager. Okay, in terms of job opportunities in SG Cash, you are looking for a full-time job. We have two positions open. One is the administrative executive. Administrative executive is not a normal admin worker. All right, this is a more higher level role. Okay, which means you need to maintain certain client profile, including data management, and you need to take meeting minutes, producing documents, briefing papers, reports, presentations, organize, attend meetings, liaise with clients, suppliers, and other, more on those administrative stuff. But because we require a certain level of understanding, so you need to have a degree, all right, and to be an admin executive in our firm. Next, the credit and risk management officer. If you are really interested in credit and risk management, this is the position for you. Okay, as I already shared, whatever the intern learns is what a credit and risk management officer normally do. Okay, they will have to assess all this approval of loan applications. I will not be going through all this. Okay, from my sharing earlier, you would have already noted what is the job role of a credit and risk management officer. Okay, requirement, minimum bachelor degree in finance related discipline. However, all right, earlier, we have received some information for other students that if they are not from this discipline, can they apply? Yes. Okay, what I'm looking for is not you need to have a perfect score. No, it doesn't mean that you need to be a very good score or what. What I'm looking for is very important is the third point. You need to be independent, meticulous, dedicated, and committed. Okay, as long as you are willing to learn, we are willing to accept you. Yeah. All right. So if you're looking for a full-time job, you will need, please submit the application online, okay, or via the various platforms. And then one of our officers will contact you. And if you and for this full-time job application as a credit and risk management, you will need to sit for a test. Okay, after the interview, if you're selected, you need to sit for a 1.5 hours to 2 hours test. Okay, to see whether you fulfill the requirements of a credit and risk management officer in our firm. Okay, that's about it for my briefing today. So if you have any questions, please, you can, from 2 to 3 onwards, I'll be open for the one-to-one chat in the NTU Virtual Career Fair. All right, and then after which, if you can also drop us an email at inquiry@sg-cash.com if you have any further inquiry. If not, then we look forward to receiving your application, whether it's an internship or whether it's a full-time position in my company. All right. Thank you so much for your time. All right. You have a good day ahead. Bye-bye.